So welcome to the backyard of the Collab. So here's where I built the Attack Beetle, the Volkswagen Beetle, which is going to sit on top of the Maker Labs building about 6 blocks from here in a week or so when we get mobilized with all the high-abs and cranes and crew and other people to help us do this. You can see the front of the bug is made out of various kinds of scrap metal, scrap bumpers from different cars. This is from a Mustang, I think. We're replicating a vicious Attack Beetle flying off the building and attacking the traffic from below there. You see. This is the revenge of Herbie the love bug, I guess is what it is. For a while, Volkswagen had a monopoly on the fun kind of transportation, cheap transportation, and I guess it's come back to bite us all because now we realize that the car is killing our civilization here. The fumes and the pollution and all that stuff is doing us in. To make art out of recycled materials, actually I belong to a group called Revision, which is an artist group devoted to recycling, using recycled materials for art. It's good for several reasons. First of all, as an artist, I'm broke. It's very expensive to use new aluminum and new steel, so it's much cheaper and easier to find these old materials in the scrap yards and recycle them and make them into beautiful things. So the Attack Beetle is my gargoyles were to ward off evil spirits on buildings like cathedrals and whatever. It's going to be an attribute or an art piece or a sculpture for the pleasure of the people in Strathcona, in the poorest part of Strathcona, which is populated a lot by sex workers and homeless people and whatnot. Actually, there's been a technical paper published recently by some psychologists saying that major cities are already depressing these days because they're just completely uniform to the point where the whole cityscape is sterile and completely repetitive. It's just an ugly place to live. Some of the most lively, most interesting, fun places to live in these cities are the artist quarters where there's tons of graffiti and interesting street life, and that seems to be tied in with public art. You know, with public art, maybe just a lot of really cool graffiti that people get paid to put on walls and that kind of thing. You don't see it in Vancouver at all because they have like extreme no graffiti policy here. I'm not for debasing buildings. I'm just saying there is a place for publicly supported street art. In the short term, maybe this sculpture will improve the ambiance of the district and make more humane and lively and interesting. This is my small contribution to the neighborhood, perhaps. But the city of Vancouver insists on a process which is really kind of annoying and troublesome. I think I've spent more money getting permits and engineering requirements installing this thing than I spent making it, actually. So it's getting kind of expensive, and I'm funding it myself, of course. I must be nuts, I guess, because most of my public art has been self-funded so far, and I'm hoping someday somebody will throw a lot of money at me and actually pay for one of these sculptures. Again, I complain a lot. I guess I'm old and I complain a lot, but that's the way I am.